Hello and welcome to this short video on how to use Adobe Sign in conjunction with Labara's HR processes. Adobe Sign is a useful tool that allows you to get important documents electronically signed without having to send physical copies to your signatories. All of your signatures are captured in one document without the need for printing or scanning or any of the other complicated logistics of trying to get multiple people to sign a document. At Labara, we mainly use Adobe Sign for our onboarding processes, but you may identify other ways where it can be used to improve how we work. So let's get started and cover the basics. First, access Adobe Sign using your login details. This will bring you to the dashboard, which gives you an overview of any templates you may have set up, any documents waiting to be signed, and other useful information. From here, click Send on the tab running across the top of your screen to take you to Adobe Sign's Compose tool. There are two ways of sending a document through Adobe Sign. The first is to simply add your document to Adobe Sign and manually add signature fields where you want them. This isn't the most efficient way of using it, and we'll come on to what is later, but it's a great way of getting a document out quickly from scratch. Start by adding the email addresses of the people you want to sign the document. You can add multiple emails to the Compose tool, and when you add one email, a new box will appear below so you can add another. If you want someone to be included in the process but don't want them to sign anything, you can just include them by adding their email to the CC field. You will also see that above the email field there is a switch where you can tell Adobe Sign to either send the document in the order you enter the emails or to send the document out to everyone so it can be signed in any order. It will depend on what process you are following to determine how you use this switch. Once you have added all of your email addresses, you are ready to add your document. You can either do this by clicking Add Files in the Files section or locate the file from your computer and drag it into the box below. You will note that under the Message field, your subject will automatically change to the document's name. You can customize this as you wish, as well as the larger message box where you can write a note for your intended signatories to read. Once you are ready, please ensure the box titled Preview and Add Signature Fields is ticked and click Next. You are now looking at your document in Adobe Sign's editor. From here, you can add a range of entry fields to your document before you send it for signing. Start by selecting a signatory from the Select Participant drop-down menu at the top left of the screen. This option allows you to add custom content for each person signing the document. For example, you may wish to ask one person to just add their signature, but for another person you may also want to capture their name and the date they signed the document. Let's take a look at our example. For this letter we have 3 people who we need to sign the letter. For the person receiving the letter, we want them to add a signature, their name, and a date to the letter. We therefore select their email from the participant list, and then select the signature box from the Signature Fields tab. You simply click and hold the box and drag it to where you need it. Once the box is in place, you can resize it to fit your document by hovering over the edges and dragging your cursor. For the name and date, click on the Signer Info Fields tab and again drag the boxes you need to where you need them in the document. Once you have added all the boxes you need for one signatory, select the next one from the drop-down menu and start the process over. Adobe Sign has a range of other options within these tabs, so explore them at your leisure to find other useful tools. Once you're happy with all of your added fields, click Send. Your document has now been sent for signing, and we'll come on to what happens after this stage later. We are now going to look at the second way of sending a document, this time with the use of inbuilt coding recognised by Adobe Sign. This method is initially more complicated, but if you have documents that you send for signing regularly, this allows you to simplify the process by incorporating the code directly into your templates. So again, let's look at our example letter. In our last lesson, we added signature boxes manually from the Sending tool. In this example, we are going to add code to the letter so you can send it straight out without having to manually add your fields. Let's start with a basic signature code, which you just type directly onto your template. The code is brace_sig_es _signer1 _signature brace. If you need to add more signatories to your document, you simply repeat the code where you need it, but as you add it, change the number in the code to 2, 3, 4, etc., depending on how many people you need to sign. The numbers in the code refer to the order in which you input your email addresses in the Compose tool. Next, let's add a name code to your template. The name code is brace_n_es _signer1 full name brace. And to add a date code to your template, try brace DTE_ES_signer1:date, brace brace. Adobe Sign has a wide range of coding options available, and you can find these online. For now, we're going to keep things simple and just stick with the signature, name and date fields. Once you have added all of your codes to the template, simply load the document into Adobe Sign, add the email addresses to the people you want to send it to in the order required, and edit your subject and welcome message. However, you can now uncheck the Preview and Add Signature fields box below, as Adobe Sign will recognize the codes in your template and assign the signature fields automatically. Click Send to send your document for signing. Now that you know how to send a document, let's look at what happens next. As soon as you hit send, an email will be sent to your signatures telling them that they have a document to sign. If you've asked for a document to be signed in a specific order, an email will go to that person first. Once they have signed, the next person will receive the email to sign their part, and so forth. If you haven't specified the document to be signed in order, all of your signatures will receive an email to sign the document at the same time. Signing a document is very simple. The signer simply clicks the link sent to them, which opens the Adobe Sign website. From here, prompts on the screen tell the user exactly where they need to fill in. Once everything has been completed, Adobe confirms this to the user in an email. You, as the sender, will receive progress reports via email each time someone signs the document, and when everyone has signed it, you will receive a final PDF version of the document with all the signatures included in the final version. You can simply right-click on this document and save it to your drive. Before we go, here is a quick roundup of some of the other tools and functions available in Adobe Sign, which you may find useful to use in our HR processes. If you want to see a list of all the documents you have sent out, including ones that have already been signed or ones still awaiting signature, you can access this by clicking on the Manage tab from the main screen. From here, you will find the history of all your records. Clicking once on a record will bring up further details about a particular document on the right-hand side of your screen, with a further set of tabs running down the side. In the View tab, you can view what your document looks like to those who are waiting to sign it. From here, you can print the document, zoom in by clicking Enlarge, or you can export the document as a file by clicking on the PDF icon. If you want to cancel the document altogether, click Cancel. From here, you can tick a box to let all other signatories know the document has been cancelled, and you can also add a message to explain why. These fields are, however, not compulsory, and if you want to, just click Cancel again to cancel the whole thing. If you forgot to include someone in the original document, or you want to share the progress of the document with someone, click on the Share tab and simply add the email of the person you want to include. Again, you can include a message if you wish, and then just click Share Agreement. If one of your signatories is taking more time than you wanted to sign the document, you can remind them to sign the document by clicking the Remind tab. You then select the person or people you want to remind by ticking the box next to their name. You can then choose to send a one-off reminder, send a regular reminder either daily or weekly until the document has been signed, or send a reminder on a specific date. Again, add a message if you wish, and then click Set Reminder. Under the History tab, you can see what has happened to your document so far, including who has signed it and who is still waiting to sign it. The most useful function in this tab is the ability to replace one signer for another. To do this, find the person you want to replace, click on Replace Signer to take you through to another screen. From here, add the email address of the new signer, and in this case, you must also write that person a message in the message box. Once you're done, click Replace Signer, and the document will now be rerouted to your new signatory for signing. Finally, under the Notes tab, you can add any additional information about your document by typing it in the box. Once you're done, click Save Note. So that's it. We are just touching the surface of Adobe Sign's functionality in this tutorial, and there's much more to explore and learn about. However, this should give you everything you need to start using Adobe Sign in the borough's HR processes. I hope you find it useful, and if you have any questions, speak to your line manager or look for a wealth of further information about Adobe Sign online. Thank you for watching.